Science fiction has long been a lens through which filmmakers explore contemporary fears and hopes about the world. 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick and released in 1968, and Interstellar, directed by Christopher Nolan and released in 2014, both envision futures dominated by advanced technologies and space exploration. And yet, their true impact lies in how they use these imagined futures to comment on the concerns of their own times. Both films are firmly rooted in the science fiction genre through their depiction of advanced speculative technology like deep space travel, artificial intelligence, and futuristic spacecraft. Kubrick and Nolan's depictions of technological advancement, human interaction with Earth resources, and artificial intelligence show that science fiction, while gazing into the distant future, fundamentally argues about contemporary issues.
Good evening, Dave.
How you doing, Hal?
Released in 1968, 2001: A Space Odyssey came at the height of the Cold War, during the intense US-Soviet space race. Public fascination with space travel was peaking, and the Apollo 11 mission put the first man on the moon just a year later. Technological advancements were a beacon of hope, and a harbinger of dread. The space race was shadowed by the nuclear arms race, with mutually assured destruction tainting humanity's dreams for the future. Kubrick's filmmaking intentions are evident, as David A. Kirby notes in Lab Coats in Hollywood. He was informed by NASA employees regarding anxieties about humanity's future role in space.
Well, we used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Released in 2014, Interstellar is contextualized through renewed public interest in space through companies like SpaceX, as well as growing concerns over climate change. In 2013, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change released a report warning that climate change could cause irreversible damage. This is evident in Interstellar through the Dust Bowl and crop disease. Interstellar reflects modern anxieties about environmental mismanagement that, if left unchecked, could lead to humanity's downfall. Both films look to the stars, but from different starting points. 2001 gazes upward during a time of optimism tinged with dread, while Interstellar searches the heavens as an act of desperation born from planetary decay. In 2001: A Space Odyssey, technology is portrayed as a cold, unhuman force. The sleek mise-en-scène of the Discovery, pristine white walls, minimalistic design, and the omnipresent HAL 9000 computer creates a sterile environment that feels devoid of human warmth. David Bowman, our protagonist, is seen exercising, a uniquely human activity in this mechanical environment to juxtapose humanity with the machine. The Dutch angles, accompanied by eerie strings, work together to create a mood of unease. The cold cinematography, with its long static shots and minimalistic diegetic sound, underlines the theme. Technology has eclipsed human connection. In contrast, Interstellar presents technology as a fragile last hope, with the protagonists relying on an emotional connection with an artificial intelligence called TARS to complete their mission. In the scene where Cooper and his team launch from Earth aboard the Endurance, Nolan uses a handheld camera and tight framing to create a visceral, human-centered view of technological grandeur. This framing, interspersed with close-ups of the rocket, creates an intimate link between the human and the machine. Unlike A Space Odyssey's wide, sterile shots, Interstellar's close, lively framing embraces the relationship and reliance of humans and technology. Both films present technology as a volatile necessity. However, 2001 is far more skeptical, portraying humanity as increasingly subordinate to its own creations, eventually being stripped of its humanity. Meanwhile, Interstellar suggests that technology, when guided by human emotion and love, might be our salvation. 2001 sees humanity removed at the hands of a machine, while Interstellar sees a machine bestowed with it. A major difference between the films lie in their depiction of Earth's fate and humanity's responsibility towards it. 2001 largely sidesteps direct commentary on Earth's environment. The film's famous match cut from an early human using a bone tool to a spaceship suggests technological process as a straight, inevitable line, with little regard for the Earth's limits. Framing the early human in a low-angle shot reinforces its position of power over the Earth. The camera tracks the bone tool as it's thrown upward, demonstrating the significance of technological advancement. The Earth is shown from orbit, beautiful but distant, placing it below the spaceship, a symbol for technology's dominance of the planet. Interstellar, however, places Earth's collapse at the center of its narrative. Early scenes depict massive dust storms engulfing farmlands, a direct homage to the real-life Dust Bowl of the 1930s. Nolan uses warm, dusty color palettes and desaturated lighting to depict a world starved of life and hope. Focusing on the rearview mirror, Nolan conveys that the damage of climate change will be apparent in hindsight. Cooper looks back on the Dust Bowl created by human greed and quite literally reflects. Thus, Interstellar makes an urgent argument about climate change and resource depletion. As Dennis Overby of the New York Times notes, Interstellar reflects, quote, a civilization that has given up looking outward. Where 2001 imagines human destiny as leaving Earth behind without much concern, Interstellar portrays such departure as a painful necessity born from human neglect. Ultimately, both 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar use imagined futures to warn or inspire contemporary audiences. In 2001, the future is inevitable. Technological progress marches forward, with humanity leading the way. Kubrick's ambiguous ending, The Birth of the Star Child, offers hope for the harmonic future of humanity. The transformation happens on a bed, a symbol for fertility and childbirth. The symmetrical mise-en-scène and framing provide a level of comfort and uniformity, suggesting that the synthesis world has been reached. It is an inspirational ending, designed to soothe Cold War anxieties and offer hope through the advancement of technology. In Interstellar, the future is contingent. Earth's survival and humanity's future depend on choices made now. Love, faith, and sacrifice, emotions that Kubrick's vision sidelines, become crucial to Nolan's narrative. Where Kubrick portrays a detached future, Nolan portrays a future that hinges on our emotional and ethical maturity. This is apparent in the final scene, where Cooper reaches out to his daughter through a wormhole. The bookshelves serve as a symbol for the power of knowledge, a way to pass down information and warnings through generations. Through this time-traveling wormhole, Nolan literally communicates the present through the future. 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar both use science fiction to project contemporary concerns into the future, but they do so with markedly different tones and purposes. 2001 reflects the uncertainty of Cold War tensions, presenting an ambiguous, evolutionary view of human destiny, while Interstellar delivers a desperate, emotional plea for Earth's salvation amidst climate disaster. Kubrick and Nolan create visions of humanity's future that are deeply tied to the anxieties and hopes of their respective times. Both films, through their depiction of technology, artificial intelligence, and the fate of Earth, reveal that the science fiction genre uses tomorrow to reflect today.